Hey guys, Pete here with Crunch Time Coaching. Welcome to my Beat Pushers Masterclass. If you want to dominate pushers in 2025, what you have to do is you have to get rid of everything you've ever learned from coaches about beating pushers, get it out of your head, and watch this video and follow this step-by-step process. So what are the things we've been taught on how to beat a pusher, right? Attack. Play attacking style tennis. And when you're playing attacking style tennis, we want to get to the net. We want to hit winners. And we don't want to be in a long match with the pusher, right? We want to shorten points. So short points. But here's the problem. All this stuff plays right into the pusher's hands. So why do the things that we've been taught go against us? And what do we need to be doing instead? Well, I just want to play this one video here. This is MEP, perhaps the best pusher in the world, or at least recorded on the internet on a regular basis. And he's playing a player that calls himself Hot Garbage. Now, you're going to notice, look at that forehand by Hot Garbage. That Hot Garbage actually starts off pretty hot. And he gets a good lead on Ben the first couple of games. But as the match goes on, he starts to fall apart. And this happens a lot at club tennis, to where you have one player who seems to have beautiful strokes and would have all the advantage, and then the other player doesn't really have the most amazing strokes. Like, look at that miss from Ben. And you're thinking, oh, well, this is going to be an easy day at the office. And then all of a sudden you find yourself like in a war, or even worse, you end up just getting absolutely killed. Like, look at that beautiful shot. So you can see this guy has some amazing skills. But what ends up happening in this match is that Hot Garbage just makes a couple of mistakes, and then his entire game falls apart. And I see this a lot at club tennis, to where just a couple misses, then everything falls apart. Like, look at there, maybe that might be the first one. There's a double fault right there. And this match wasn't even close. Most exhausting player, Ben, beat him like 6-2, 6-1, something like that. And you can see this guy's got great game. So you could argue, well, it just means that Ben is clearly the better player, and there's no way this guy could possibly win. But I think when you look at this guy's strokes, if he really knew how to play, you can see a bad miss hit there. If he really knew how to play a more intelligent way, he would certainly have a much better chance to beat most exhausting player. And if he executed right, he might even probably beat him. Not taking anything away from Ben, but this guy clearly has some nice tools, but he doesn't know how to use them and ends up spraying the ball all over the place. So we're thinking about attacking. We're thinking about ending points short. All the stuff we've been learning from an early age on how to beat a pusher, it works against us. So what do we do instead? So what we need to do instead here, and run this play over and over and over again, is something I call the Fed draw play. Okay, why do I call it that? Because Fed used this all the time. He would take a backhand slice and intentionally hit it short to bring his opponent to the net. And then he had a bunch of different options he could go through. So I'm about to bring out the board here, the tennis board. I'm going to show you all the ways you can run this Fed draw play to dominate the pusher. Okay, so the first one, and the most obvious, and probably where there's the most mistakes made, is you're playing the pusher, and most people, even good players who are 4.0 or lower, their second serve is much weaker, but especially a pusher. They really kind of like lollipop it in, right? And so what do you start thinking? You're like, well, I've been taking lessons. My forehand, my backhand, they're getting pretty good. I'm getting powerful. They've got a terrible serve. I should just punch them and hit winners all day on them. Well, this is where you start to give a lot of mistakes away, and you're just losing points that you have no business losing, and taking yourself right out of the match and really getting yourself more and more frustrated. Instead, what you want to do is, this is a great opportunity, and the Fed draw play, when we're showing Federer's backhand, you can use this on the forehand and the backhand. It doesn't have to just be when you get a backhand. But what you want to do is take this ball. You're going to get a nice, weak second serve here, and you want to intentionally hit a slice short about here, okay? So this brings the pusher in, and what you want them to do is to get so far into the court to where now they're feeling pressure of like, do I attack, which they don't like to do. Most likely they're not great at the net. So they're feeling like, do I attack or do I, or do I go back? Do I just get to this ball and go back? Either way, you're going to get them trapped. So what you can do with this is really, really cool. You hit this little short ball here. So you hit the short ball. They're running to get it. Now, what you have is you're just waiting right here. You're waiting to see if they're going to hit it short or whether they're going to approach deep. And as they come in, now you have the option to hit a nice passing shot. So now you can hit your nice forehand passing shot. So you can have your cake and eat it too. You hit this little draw play shot. Now you can use your great technique that you want. You don't have to push the entire match. I'm just making it easier for you to hit winners, okay? Another thing you could do, if you just want to get off the court as soon as possible and then win as easy as possible, rather than even putting all that pressure on yourself to hit through the ball and hit a winner, is you bring them in. Let's say they approach here, and now you just lob over their head. Very, very easy. Even if the ball doesn't go over their head, most pushers don't have amazing overhead, so they're probably not going to slam the ball away on you. You'll probably still be in the point even if you don't hit the best lob. Okay, another golden opportunity to run this Fed draw play is when you're serving. You serve the ball in, right? And if you've got some power on your serve and they have a tough time returning it, you're going to get a lot of short balls. So the ball is going to come back short. Now, again, this would be another big temptation to try and hit a winner there. And I'm not saying never go for a winner. Sometimes, especially if you're feeling it and you're feeling confident, you can do that occasionally, but you put too much pressure on yourself to do this. What I would do instead is when you get that short ball is I would just bring them in nice and short here. Now they've got to run all this way to get the ball, and they hit the ball back to you. You've got that forehand winner down the line, or lob them. So many options, so much less pressure on you to come up with the skillful shot out of nothing. Okay. Again, counter punchers are used to getting hit 2, 3, 4 times. And so the more you hit them, the more comfortable they get back the ball. Eventually you miss. You always want them to hit first. Okay. You want them to hit first. Let's go through another great play you can run. Okay. So now let's talk about when you are in a longer rally. Don't feel like you've got this timer on you and you have to end the point really fast or else you explode. The great thing about playing a pusher is they're not going to be attacking you. They're going to let you set the play up over and over again. So one of the great things you can do is get very comfortable. Let's say they've got a one-handed backhand and they're not so great up here. We'll just hit nice high balls over and over again to the backhand until you eventually get the short ball. Now, again, when you get that short ball, your first temptation is going to try and knock a winner off. But I again suggest that you're thinking Fed draw play first before you think about attack and winner. Start going for winners when your confidence goes way high and you have the scoreboard in your favor. Then maybe you can go and try and knock off some more winners on the first ball. That will make your Fed draw play even more effective. Okay, so now again, you draw them in and you run the play. You can pass or lob. Okay, so I call this the Fed draw play reset. So what you want to do is when you bring them in, sometimes they're going to get there in enough time to where they're going to feel like, I think I can make it back to where I'm more comfortable, get back to home base and start a rally. Well, what you want to do is when they go back there, if they give you another ball that you can move into the court, you want to be short into the court. You don't want to be trying these plays back here. If you're trying to hit this draw play back here, you're going to not hit them as good. And then they might actually be able to drop shot you, okay? So you want to make sure that you're always trying to figure out how can I get in this area of the court. Now, when they get there and they move back, as they're on their way back and the ball comes back to you, go short again and bring them up again. All right. And when you do all this stuff, you're going to be able to beat pushers easier than you ever have in your whole life. So hopefully you can have your best year ever on court against pushers by following this blueprint. I've also made a 2025 best year ever blueprint. If you struggle in any of these areas, I did a survey and this is what people are struggling with. and want to get better to have their best year ever. Serves, consistency, fitness, and strategy. If any of those four is an area that you think you can improve in, then what I want you to do is I want you to go in the description box below and I want you to get your free 2025 Best Year Ever Blueprint. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. If you like this new kind of content, let me know and I'll keep making more of these for you. Take care.